It was it was a shit show in my life. It was it was a shit show in my life as far as how I felt. There was literally like a cloud over me, which is not who I am.
How were they when you competed? Any symptom pains then? Like perhaps your last show, was it even a factor or no?
I mean, obviously on chest day there was certain things where it just didn't necessarily feel right, but that's just, I was just figured that was just normal things going on. But for the fact that I walked into surgery on July 1st this year, and my eyes were bloodshot constantly. They were swollen, like my face was swollen. My knee has been hurting for a good year and a half.
That's tough.
And between, food issues, always going on, bloated. I walked out of surgery at 1:00 and I wasn't feeling great, but
you could tell.
My knee didn't hurt.
Wow.
Didn't hurt. My eyes, they were clear. Like I could see clear again, and they were white and bright. And for that alone, I'm just so thankful that they're out.
It's really just saying your body rejected them.
And that's exactly it.
Not everybody goes through the same, they would have an issue, but
And that's 100% it. My body was 100% allergic to them. Like that's really what it boils down to. Yep. And they were just toxic.
Let's talk about competing. You're coming back in 2023.
Yeah, I hope so. That's the plan.
That's the plan. You're looking at the Tampa Pro?
Yeah, we'll say that for now. Yeah.
So that will put you right at this week.
Yeah, a year out.
Oh, hey, let's go. New coach, Dr. Trey Hodge.
Yeah.
How's that been?
He's amazing. He's really wonderful. I can't say enough good. He has been super supportive, even leading up to this,
right.
With adjusting things and whatnot. And then obviously now as I take time to heal through this and eventually get back in the gym. But yeah, super supportive. I love his programming. He's so responsive with questions or concerns, and even leading up to surgery and before truly figuring out what was the main cause of a lot of things.
Right.
I'm like, why am I not losing weight? Why is this not happening? And he would, hey, let's change this up a little bit. Let's see if this works. Or he's just been really wonderful. I feel completely blessed that I had the opportunity to work with Shelby.
Shelby Starnes.
Yep, he's a phenomenal coach. With where I was at with everything and kind of clueless to what was going on inside me, I really thought I was done, and I guess, I don't know, looking back, a lot of factors probably played into some things, but I was lucky enough to work with him. And I worked with some other really great coaches along the way. But yeah, between my husband and I, we just decided, my husband also works with Trey, and Josh likes to do strongman and bodybuilding stuff, and a multitude of other things. Josh is great. and Trey has been phenomenal with I wouldn't say dealing with, no, but with working with all of the things that Josh will throw out.
Josh was a big help when we did that smoke bomb shoot.
Oh yeah.
He's right in his element too.
Yeah, and
he's an operator. So
I gotta give him some kudos because he has taken such good care of me through all of this and never,
good deal.
batted an eye at when I would say, "Hey, I need another popsicle or something." And yeah, we drove down to Atlanta for surgery.
Right.
And yeah, he's been amazing through all of this. So I'm super thankful for that. And then of course my kids, they've been taking care of the house, and my boys actually drove me back to Atlanta for my post-op a week later.
How was that?
Interesting.
They got their license.
Yeah, they just got their license in April 1st, and so that was
risk right away. Man.
That was their first experience at driving in a very large city and a longer, drive than just 30 minutes around town.
Nice.
So,
Dr. Trey Hodge, he's in South Carolina. We're in North Carolina, so that's convenient too.
It is. I'm excited to get back into the gym and start working again once I'm cleared. And I definitely am looking forward to getting down there to do some workouts with him.
Have the doctors given you a timeline? I know it's only been coming up on 3 weeks roughly, but
this coming Friday will be 3 weeks. So 6 weeks out for sure.
Right.
6 to 8 weeks, he said, kind of on how things are going. I mean, right now I'm doing like a mile walk a day, just to keep things moving and whatnot.
Cardio is cardio.
Yeah.
Women's Physique division.
Yeah.
How's it looking? Or did you see any of the Atlanta Pro this weekend where he was sneak?
So there was no women's physique. It was just
it was just bodybuilding.
Just bodybuilding, which Michaela won, and she looked incredible. Like, she is the epitome of what women's bodybuilding should look like. So
don't know why it wasn't any women's physique, but anyway, a lot of the women's physique competed as bodybuilders this weekend.
Yeah.
Question: when you get the judges' feedback, and it seems like there's a movement of judges are telling girls, competitors in the women's physique, say, "Hey, you too big, you need to move up." And Teresa Motta, she actually moved down to women's physique. Now she's back up to women's bodybuilding. Rashana Boswell was once women's physique as well. Now she's women's bodybuilding. If you got the feedback from a judge and he said, "Look, you need to move up to women's bodybuilding," what would you do? What would you say?
Well, it's funny you got that or said that, because that's totally what they told me after my last show. I personally love women's physique. Like, that's where my heart is at. I don't ever see me getting to the point where I move up. That would so do I personally think that there needs to be a more distinct line between the two divisions? 100%. Okay. I know they say I know that the standards out there are on paper, but I don't believe that it's always followed.
Right.
It's just a personal opinion, but I do think that, like I said, this weekend, you could see a distinct difference between a lot of the women on stage. There were some that were absolutely shredded to the bone, and the muscle definition, everything, like, it was there. And I feel like that's what women's bodybuilding should be. Personal.
And so when you think about that, there's been this narrative of, is this a lightweight versus a heavyweight? Is it, when I talked to Roshana Boswell, is this a thing of a show, the Olympia, even the Rising Phoenix? Is this going to be a thing of mass versus conditioning? The mass monsters versus the conditioned girls?
I mean, if they keep adding all these other divisions in there, why not add in this light and heavies? Absolutely.
But is it the thing of, okay, it's women's bodybuilding, but it's really just a physique girl, women's physique. It's just that, hey, this is what, so are they saying, in fact, hey, you should look like women's physique? And we're just going to rename it, but I don't know. Me being a fan and a photographer, everybody looks good to me. I'm the quintessential participation trophy. So everybody looks good to me. So I don't envy the judges at all.
Right.
I think from a fan perspective, everybody's like, hey, well, what looks good to a fan? It's not what's on the judge's scorecard.
Right.
Fans just don't get it.
Right.
And I'll be one of the first ones to admit it. Like, you just don't know. I mean, if you were to give a 25-question multiple choice test to a fan, and you start putting on their striated glutes, what does it mean? Conditioning, symmetry. Would they know? No. All they know is aesthetics and what looks good.
Right.
They may have great abs, and you're focused on that, but then when they go to the back, you still think they should have won.
Right.
But it's tough.
It is.
It's exciting for me as a photographer and a fan to see it. And I'm so excited that you are well or on the mend.
Yes, thank you.
Getting better. And I look forward to track you as you get on stage.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's truly amazing when the inside is healthy, so you can do what you love.
Exactly.
We're going to take it day by day. And we'll go from there.
I'm so glad that you still have the passion for it. And that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But back to my question, because you saw the dynasty. Not really, but you saw it. If you were told by a judge, and you need to move up to women's bodybuilding, would that end your career or would you move?
I'm horrible with answering questions. Ask my husband.
And at the moment, you probably would say no, but I mean, in the hint of the moment, they say, hey, if you move up, you're going to be a top 3, top 4. And then there's this thing of, maintaining the look and your feminine look versus and everything that, like I said, that was the whole purpose of the magazine that Women's Physique and Women's Bodybuilding been going through. Y'all guys get a lot of shade.
Yeah.
They look like a man. I don't want to look like that. I want to get that big. And I'm like, but then people will sit back and hear some women say, well, I could do bikini. No, you couldn't. Because you have no idea what the work ethic that goes in to be a competitor on that stage. So, but final thoughts on that?
Oh, gosh.
You don't have to ask. It's all good.
I mean,
Women's Physique that bad. That's where you started too, huh?
Yeah. Yep. I've 100% been there the whole time. It was funny because my first coach was JJ out of Fayetteville.
JJ Henry.
Yes. And I knew that I wanted to do a show, and so I went in there. I talked to him over the phone, and then went in there, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to do women's not bodybuilding or not heck, I didn't even know what WPD figure. I would like to do figure." And he looked at me. He's like, "No, not with those quads." And I was like, I really did. That's how much I knew about all of this. And so he's like, "No, you're WPD, 100%. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. What is that?" Yeah. So it's been a trip for sure, and I am definitely looking forward to, with God's grace, making my way back.
I'm excited for you too. In the magazine, hold it up.
I know.
I'll tell you, love it.
Yes, I'm super stoked. I love all the pictures. Yeah, I'm not gonna give away all the goods inside, but there is a ton of goods. The women in here are Oh my gosh, they're beautiful.
You need to get it, and so are you. That's why you're on the cover.
Oh,
so
thank
I
you.
appreciate you for that.
Thank you, G.
You are the inaugural cover model of Amazon Fitness Magazine. No one can ever take that away from you.
Well, I absolutely appreciate it. Like I said, it's a complete honor, and I'm super excited. Y'all need to check out the upcoming issues because there are going, like, the women on the upcoming ones, they're smoking. It's gonna be too hot to handle. So I'm excited for you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Love you. Thanks for talking to me.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming out.
All right.
All right.